What's up, YouTube? Cam that guy here. I'm back once again with another YouTube video, man. So in this YouTube video, I'm gonna be going over the 5 love languages. Now, obviously, there are more love languages, but I'm gonna go over little chip the 5 general love languages. That's what I'm about to go over. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go over them, and then I'm gonna go how a girl can do it and a boy, and myself on how I do it. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's go and get into it. Little chip. So, and I say that to let you know I'm in control over my thoughts, right? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the words of affirmation. All right. So first one, gift giving. You see what I'm saying? Gift giving is when you do a gift for somebody, right? So you buy somebody something and all that other stuff. Now a lot of people don't realize, you know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying, it's more of the thought of the gift versus the expense behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? So there's probably a nigga out there, right? He probably like, if I buy a camera and expensive ass watch, or I buy him a car or some shit, we rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's not more so which the expense behind it, it's more of sort of like the thought behind the gift. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is or shit, you know what I mean? That's a genuine, a general rule, or a genuine, you know what I'm saying, thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure most people know, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to birthday or Christmas gifts, it's the thought behind the gift, not the expense of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is and shit, right? So that's kind of like what it is. So gift giving is something that, you know what I'm saying, that is a love language. And believe it or not, gift giving is my favorite thing from a woman's side, not a man's side, but a woman's side. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what it is and shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I can say for that. Now let's go and get into two. You know what I'm saying? Two. Two is acts of service. So let's go and get into it, right? So acts of service is when you kind of just service somebody a little bit, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it is, you know what I'm saying? So for example, you know what I mean? Let's say, you know what I'm saying, somebody is sick. You serve them, you know what I'm saying, by giving them medicine. You serve them, you know what I'm saying, by, talking to them, helping them out, making them food, helping them up, walking them around, all that other shit, right? That's acts of service, you know what I'm saying? So that's a love language, you know what I'm saying? You serve them in a way. Or it could just be as simple as you see somebody getting beat up, you serve them by taking up for them and fighting for them. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is, right? That's an act of service, you know what I'm saying? Or, it could be just simple as something as small as, defending them in an argument. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes and shit, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the situation and shit, you know what I'm saying? So act of service is pretty much that, you know what I'm saying? You just serving that person. There's a lot of ways you can serve. That is a love language. After that, we got physical touch. So physical touch is more so like sex and like the sexual, you know what I mean? So we just say sex. That's a love language, right? So for me, it is, but nowadays love is very diminished. Like it's kind of like a lust thing. For me, physical touch is actually one of the more stronger, you know what I'm saying, love languages for me. So in other words, right, I take sex a lot more serious than other people. You know what I mean? Like for me, sex is not something I could just do, you know what I'm saying, just, kind of just brush off type shit. So in other words, if I had sex with you, I'm not just going to just, leave you out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I got options, I probably will, you know what I mean? But let's say I'm low on options or some shit. I'm not just going to have sex with you and, forget about you the next day. I'm gonna try to re-up with you. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how it is, right? Sex is something, I really like, get attached to. Like I'm really, like sex means a lot to me. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it is, right? You know what I mean? Sex is not something small. You know what I'm saying? It is for other people. It's a little activity, but sex is a lot more serious to me than people may think. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, especially since STDs, religious attachments, all that other shit. Sex is a lot more, serious than people may think. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of just my way of thinking. I think of sex a lot more differently. And here how I think of sex. I think of sex. This is gonna sound, a little cliche or whatever, right? But I think of sex, as if I'm mixing myself with you. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm I'm giving myself to you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at sex, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're a part of me now type shit. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at sex, right? A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they just do it for lust, this, that, and the third, or their own personal beliefs. But for me, I look at sex more serious, you know what I'm saying? That's why marriage is important to me, right? So when it comes down to sex and shit, I look at it as, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm mixing my soul with you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it is, you know what I mean? So, sex is a lot more serious than people may think and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we got gift giving, acts of service, and then physical touch. So, next, a little chip, you know what I'm saying? I mention it, you know what I'm saying? I normally mention chip all the time, you know what I'm saying? But there do be times, sometimes, I don't really feel the need to mention it and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it is and shit, you know what I mean? But I do mention chips most of the time, you know what I'm saying? But when I spit, you know what I'm saying, that was like a chip as well, you know what I mean? So I just want to give y'all clarity. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So gift giving, acts of service, and then physical touch. So after that, we're going to go with quality time. You see what I'm saying? Quality time. Now, this is something I do value. Quality time, you know what I'm saying? Quality time is best, you know what I'm saying? Spending time with somebody day in and day out, hanging out with them, getting to know that person and shit. That's how you build, you know what I'm saying, a relationship and shit like that, you know what I mean? So quality time is the best language, you know what I'm saying? All that other shit, you know what I mean? It definitely, you know what I'm saying, goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Just being around somebody, like, there's some people that like being around me, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I go and shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have aura, you know what I mean? I have that, it factor. So quality time, I would say honestly, for people out there that was wondering, there's some people that like to see me through a phone or they like to, hear me locked up. But believe it or not, for people that have, even just strangers, you know what I'm saying, that have been around me, they will attest, like, you got to be around him in person. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to experience him in person. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do and shit. You know what I mean? I just would it come down to and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you might like to see me on a screen or locked up, but in reality, you will experience me best in person. You know what I'm saying? So quality time is a love language, and I value quality time. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, they probably think, a love language for me to them is just words of affirmation or as some acts of service. But your best love language pertaining to me, you know what I'm saying, unaware, like if you being unaware of it, will be the quality time. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, me in person. You see what I'm saying? Like you being around me, you will be unaware that, you know what I'm saying, you'll slowly start to, you know what I'm saying, fuck with me and shit, fall in love with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how it would be and shit. You know what I mean? So I would say quality time is something that you'll be unaware. You know what I'm saying? That if you be over, around me and shit like that, it will slowly start to happen. You know what I mean? And then let me see. Last but not least, words of affirmation, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's go over them. I went over gift giving, you know what I'm saying? And then I went over acts of service. And then I went over physical touch. And then I went over quality time. You know what I'm saying? So now it's words of affirmation, right? So words of affirmation, you know what I'm saying? This is something that is very light to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about words. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about actions, not words, right? But I would say this, you know what I'm saying? There's some men that like it, and women especially. Women, they go crazy for this. Words of affirmation is how you reel a woman in. Women are very naive to this, you know what I'm saying? I know, with my stepdaughter and even my real daughter, I'm gonna let them know words is something that is completely, you do not need to care about, but it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is or shit, you know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. So words, little to nothing, you know what I mean? That's what it is or shit like that. And you definitely, you know what I'm saying, need to go off what somebody is showing you, not telling you, you know what I mean? All that other shit, you know what I mean? So somebody could be like, yeah, I love you, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, but or they're showing you that they love you. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? For example, I mean, I never gave, you know what I'm saying, I want to use my stepdaughter as an example right now. I want to say this, you know what I'm saying, it could have been other kids involved, you know what I'm saying, it could have been this, that, and the third, you know what I mean, but she got my phone working, You see what I'm saying? And that counts for something. We're gonna say that's an act of service. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna say. That's what we're gonna say, right? We're gonna say it's an act of service. You know what I'm saying? She got my phone working, right? You know what I mean? And it could have been to make sure other kids kind of, paying attention to the conversation, or you know what I'm saying, posing for Christina. You don't know how shit could be. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention to detail and shit. You know what I mean? But I would say kids definitely played a role in this phone working. I would say that much, right? Kids, you know what I'm saying, they notice I stopped talking to them. You know what I mean? All that other shit. So, they try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, well, he'll probably talk to us through a phone and shit. They need that words of affirmation, right? That's what they need and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of how it goes and shit, you know what I mean? But look, so you do something for me, I do something for you and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's how it works and shit. I felt bad off kids. Like, a lot of kids, they thought that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just like, they bitch. Like, they could just like, come here, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not how it works. I had to show that, you know what I'm saying? I had to show that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't control me. You know what I mean? I make my own decisions and shit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what it was and shit, right? So they got the phone working, right? And then, I'm seeing a bunch of, fours and fives, because we going to say, well, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, she's 4 or 5, right? Stepdaughter, you know what I'm saying, Christina, right? I mentioned her in a couple old videos on this channel, right? So we're going to say she's that age or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, I know that she played a role. And just based off some of the conversations I was on there and social media and all that other shit, we going to say she played a little bit of a role. She kind of served me a little bit, right? You know what I mean? So, in return, you know what I'm saying, what I end up doing is, I end up, you know what I'm saying, serving back. You know what I'm saying? I'm defending her and shit. I'm getting ready to go to jail for her. I'm getting ready to fight for her and shit like that, all that shit, right? So that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you do something for me, I will definitely do something for you. That's how I go and shit, right? But on the contrary, you know what I'm saying? I mean, let's take my cousin August. You know what I'm saying? I want to go ahead and bring her up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Before jail, right? Definitely before jail. She giving me love languages, right? Definitely giving me physical touch. Always, trying, get picked up or touch me or whatever the case may be. But even outside of that, she's giving me, quality time. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people don't know, okay, I mean, obviously you're going to be spending time with them. But it's like, there's times August just been home, right? Well, no reason. You know what I'm saying? She's just here. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is, right? You know what I mean? And, her sister's not. You see what I'm saying? I want to also say that, for clarity. I'm like, why is she here? And her sister's not or whatever. She's just there, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is and shit, you know what I mean? Now, a lot of people, they underrate this, you know what I'm saying? But quality time, it means a lot, you know what I'm saying? It means a lot and shit, you know what I mean? That's kind of, you know what I'm saying, what it is and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I value quality time, and I'm pretty sure August do too. I know August don't want to see me through no camera. August want to see me in person. August want me to hold her and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? August like that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So August, you know what I'm saying, she the type of person that value that quality time. There's a lot of hoes out there, you know what I'm saying, they just value my words of affirmation. But August, with her being around me, she value that quality time and stuff. You know what I mean? That's why, she, a couple days, throughout her, daycare or whatever, she just there. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit, you know what I mean? That's kind of like what it is and shit, you know what I mean? So, I always like that quality time and shit, you know what I mean? And then not even just off her missing school, I could just tell, you know what I'm saying? I could just tell and shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? August don't care about me just speaking. Like, August want to, like, see me, like, up close to her and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, August want me, you know what I mean? All that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, August don't want to look at me through no camera, you know what I'm saying? That's how it go and shit, you know what I mean? So, now this is a situation and shit, you know what I mean? So, quality time and then gift giving. Now, obviously, she don't have the brain to really gift give me anything, and I don't ask for nothing, you know what I mean? But her getting me food go a long way. A lot of people, they think this is kind of like something else, but they think of food in a negative light, but it's definitely positive. You know what I'm saying? I wanna let Debbie know. You know what I mean? I mean, food, I value that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, that's a form of gift giving to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? I mean, if you can give me some food, you somebody, I can, I need to, hang on to and shit like that. I fuck with you. You know what I mean? That's just how it go and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I remember one time I kissed August slightly on the cheek. You know what I mean? I got some breakfast and shit. She fuck around probably got me, some lunch a few times and shit. I really just unaware of it. You know what I mean? So, that, you know what I'm saying, that, gift giving in some way go a long way. Quality time go a long way. And then acts of service. So August never really like served me per se. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she probably ended up doing. I just was unaware of it. I can name times she had, but I don't think she's a heavy server. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta see and shit. You know what I mean? But she definitely have, did before. I'm not saying she hasn't, you know what I mean? But I look at outside of the active service, I would say the quality time is something that really sticks out, you know what I'm saying? It really does, you know what I mean? And that's what I was saying earlier. People that, experience me, they want to be around me in person. They don't want to see me do no phone or no audio. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the situation and shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But even outside those two people, um, let's talk about myself real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's kind of flip the script. You know what I'm saying? Well, what is a way that you? What are your ways to show that you really fuck with a girl in some type of way? Well, I would say active service is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, um, let me see. I would probably say um. You know what I mean? Let's go over them again once more. I want to say quality time. You know what I'm saying? Because I value that obviously, but I feel like that's a given, right? So I feel like sex is a given. I feel like quality time is a given. Words of affirmation is a given. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? What you got left is wait, hold on. I said quality time is a given. Words of affirmation is a given, and then physical touch is a given. Right. So I said the only ones you got left is little chip. Oh fuck. Anyway, I'm in control now. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this one more time. I'm in the middle of a video. I'm getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So look, let's go over the love languages again. You know what I'm saying? So we got words of affirmation, physical touch, right? Acts of service, quality time, and words of affirmation, right? So I was saying which ones that were invalid, right? But I would say, I mean, personally, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely say acts of service is one of them. I don't want to say gift giving, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of can, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm not getting an item for a girl I don't fuck with. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm buying you something in some way, you know what I'm saying? That means I fuck with you in some way. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I try to get it out to my bitch ass stepdaughter, you know what I'm saying? That's letting you know that I fuck with you in some way. I'm giving you something for free, you know what I mean? All that other shit, you know what I mean? Just because you serve me, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gift giving you a shirt, you know what I'm saying, for free. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. War for other people, I'm gonna end up charging them and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I end up getting you a gift. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. And I'm serving her, a little bit. I definitely stopped, but I'm doing that and shit. That's kind of like what it is and shit. You know what I mean? So I honestly would say gift giving because in life I never bought a girl anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean I paid for pussy, but that's prostitution and that's lust and shit, right? So we don't count that. I'm talking about an actual physical gift. I never really bought a girl anything. I mean, there's times girls ask me to buy them something. Never. You know what I mean? That's how I go and shit. It was kind of like prostitute exchange or nothing. That's kind of like what it was, right? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the situation, right? But outside of that and shit, I mean, let's say you take sex. I mean, that's not necessarily a love language to me. I don't. I look at that more as like what I'm saying, like a lustful thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, let's say, what are the other love languages? Quality time. Quality time is something, you know what I'm saying, that I do like, you know what I'm saying? I do like quality time. It go both ways, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I think it's more on the opposing factor. They're gonna definitely value quality time more than they may think. You know what I'm saying? They think camera or being locked up is the way, but it's actually quality time is in person. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is and shit, you know what I mean? They value that more than me. You know what I'm saying? I just know that based off experience in life. Niggas would rather niggas would rather experience me in person versus on a phone or being locked up. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely go off that. Words of affirmation, that's really nothing. A lot of people, they value my words towards them. A lot of people, they care about that shit. That's something that I noticed. People really do care about my words of affirmation, right? And if they don't get that, they go crazy. You see what I'm saying? That's how it goes and shit. People really care about my words. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know what I'm saying? I look at words as nothing. Actions speak louder than words. So I don't really give a fuck about words at all. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? What are the other ones? Let's go ahead and name them for clarity, right? So we got um, physical touch. We got words of affirmation. We got acts of service. We got quality time. And then we got let's go over it one more time. Okay. So we got physical touch, words of affirmation, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, and gift giving. Gift giving. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I would say, you know what I mean? Gift giving is something I value for the woman. But for a man, I don't really care about it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I don't want no man getting me anything. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? Because for me, you never really see women buy their man nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, especially, you know, if you a nigga that got it, you know, women not gonna really, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if you can buy me something, it shows that you actually fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is and shit, you know what I mean? It can be as small as, you know what I'm saying, like just, you know what I mean, a little watch or something, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, a necklace or whatever. You know what I mean? That shit go a long way. Or it could be, you know, some shoes or a shirt or something. You know what I mean? That's kind of where it is, you know what I mean? And speaking of shoes, me and August, we got the same shoes. You know what I mean? I think that's interesting and shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. It could be something as small as that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't gotta be nothing like, you know what I mean? Gift giving and the thought behind the gift can go a long way, you know what I mean? But let's speak on what are my favorite, well, Chuck. So I spoke on, you know what I'm saying, you know, love languages kind of pertaining to me, catering to me. So let's talk about love language on the contrary, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go over men and women, right? So let's start with men and with women. So for men, you know what I'm saying, I would say a love language you can give me, let's see. Believe it or not, I'm okay with men serving me, but I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of service or gift giving. You know what I'm saying? So we take those out, right? You know what I mean? So I say what we got left, you know what I'm saying, is quality time. Quality time, I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? So quality time, you know what I'm saying, is something that we can do. You know what I'm saying? And then words of affirmation. You know, I value words more. Well, that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? Which one do I value words more for, man or woman? Hmm, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I value it more from a woman. Let's say that. I value it more for a woman, but words of affirmation, it can work for a man as well. And then, what else? So let's go over it one more time to make sure. So physical touch, so sex, that's obviously, you know, we're going to exclude that. So we only got fours, right? So, gift giving, I don't want that. Acts of service, I'm eliminating damn near all of them, right? Acts of service, well, I guess we could hold on to acts of service. We're going to hold on to that. So, act of service is something a man could give me. Quality time and words of affirmation. Those are the three things a man can give me. I'm going to say it one more time. Words of affirmation, quality time, and acts of service. That's something that a man could give me pertaining to love, but none of other shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I said a man could do. And obviously, you know what I'm saying, throughout life, you know what I mean, I haven't had, like men definitely know how to respect me. They know how to serve me. Men serve me well, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what it is and shit, you know what I mean? So that's never really been an issue. I just don't like heavy serving. I don't like heavy serving. You can serve, but serve accordingly. You know what I mean? And all that other shit, you know what I mean? And then, obviously you got all the others, the quality time I fuck with. And then, words, it's cool too. So that's kind of what it is and shit, you know what I mean? Now let's flip over to women. Three things for women. Well, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put sex in there. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I want to, sex is, we're gonna exclude it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Acts of service is definitely number one. You know what I'm saying? Number two is gift giving. You know what I'm saying? And then number three, quality time. We'll go with quality time. You know what I'm saying? That's what we'll do. You know what I mean? I almost want to say words, but we're gonna go with quality time. So acts of service, gift giving, and quality time. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna go with. You know what I mean? And I would definitely tell you this. You know what I'm saying? A girl's, like I said earlier, a girl's best love language that she will be, involuntary, a little chip, involuntary aware of. You know what I'm saying? Is quality time. That's something that a girl will actually value most once she crossed paths with me. She will want to feel my aura. You know what I mean? That's what it is and shit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? But I mean, outside of that, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it when it pertains to that. Um, and then yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I covered gift giving for myself and then for y'all. So yeah, I guess after this, you know what I'm saying, we can go ahead and talk about ooh, so I got niggas, I got this chip in my body, it's fuck with me and shit, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to think of what else do I need to say. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is about to end this video, and then obviously on how I give out love languages, well, to a woman would definitely be quality time, you know what I'm saying, and a service, you know what I'm saying. That's what it would be because I don't serve hoes and shit, you know what I'm saying. So a service and quality time will be for a woman, you know what I'm saying, and then you know what I mean. That's what it would be, and gift giving maybe, you know what I'm saying. I feel like gift giving. I feel like that's kind of gonna happen naturally when I settle in, so it's not gonna really be nothing. You know what I mean? That's more on the contrary. You know what I'm saying? If a girl could get me something, you know what I mean? That's something I, you know what I'm saying, look into. You know what I mean? So I would say, definitely an act of service, quality time, and gift giving for a woman will work well for me and shit. And then you probably wondering how you give love to a man. Well, you know what I'm saying? I would say it would be, I'll say words. You know what I'm saying? Words, quality time, and then words, quality time. I don't want to say a service. You know what I'm saying? I don't serve men. You know what I'm saying? I don't serve women either. You know what I'm saying? I don't serve nobody. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't be serving. You'll never see me actively serving you. So I would say you're probably looking at, and we gotta get rid of physical touch. You know what I mean? And we gotta get rid of gift giving. You know what I mean? Cause I mean, I feel like I feel like for a man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you could probably put it in there. You know what I mean? I guess it'll be different. I mean, if you got money and shit, I mean, I guess I don't have to worry about that, the realm of you, taking advantage of me. So I guess it would mean a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I guess gift giving might work for you. You know what I mean? I don't really know. Cause I guess it does, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm not buying something for somebody I don't fuck with, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, well, if I know, you're not, taking advantage of me in any possible realm of the imagination, right? You know what I mean? And let's say, like, well, okay, well, if I do get you something, that means I fuck with you, because I'm not gonna buy something, especially for somebody that got it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So if I do buy you something, you best believe I fuck with you. So that's something you probably want to value. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm buying you something, like, I fuck with you. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? Because if you got it, and you know what I mean, I'm not buying you shit. You know what I'm saying? So if I do go on my way and get you something, you definitely, special. You know what I'm saying? I would say that much. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely gift giving is something you want to hold on to more for upper tier men. You know what I'm saying? For lower tier men, you want to see me doing that because I feel like you're taking advantage of me. But I'll say for upper tier men that got it, you know what I'm saying? If I actually go on my way and get you something, yeah, you special. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? Like that's probably like your strongest asset. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? But outside that, you know what I'm saying? I would say, like I said, let's not do words and then sex. Get rid of that. So I would say, you got the but I sound fucked. So you got the quality time and then the active. So I'm not finna serve you. So I would say honestly quality time and then words just for men in general. That would be your best time. I mean your best thing. You know what I'm saying? A little chip. Uh, quality time and then words. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. You know what I mean? And then you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, as time, you know what I'm saying, goes on, you know what I mean, who knows, you know what I'm saying, maybe, you know what I'm saying, you might be able to get, you know what I mean, a gift, you know what I'm saying, but typically I don't like to do gifts for men, especially if you got it, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not going to get that out of me, you know what I'm saying, I'm being real with you, you know what I mean, so that's kind of just a situation, so if you know what I mean, if I get you a gift, know that I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because for men, I feel like that's just something that, you know what I mean? Like, just know. If you're a man, and I get you something, you know what I mean? Especially if you got, you don't even have to be rich as fuck. You just be a man in general. Just got, stable income. I'm still not gonna get you shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I get you something, know that I fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because you will not see me doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see me doing that to no man. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, you know what I mean? Just because, like, you got your own shit, you know what I mean? And, that's just how it is and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, no, you know what I'm saying? If I get you something, that means I fuck with you. You know what I mean? Just know that. So, yeah, you know what I mean? That's a situation and shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? And that's the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, y'all like this video and shit, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and shit like that, you know what I mean? I will catch you on the next video.